Good afternoon. My name is Anna Loera. I'll be presenting to you today a presentation for information regarding a balanced scorecard. This presentation is designed for new management that joins our industry in a financial call center environment. Before we begin, I'd like to review some basic information in regards to the control function in the call center industry. The control function in an organization is critical in determining the organization's success. This process ensures that the strategies that the company has set forth are executed, modified, and managed throughout the process. Basic controls involve companies to set standards, measure overall performance of these standards, and to make modifications as needed. Another function of controls is to continue to focus on the end results. Examples of contemporary control tools that are utilized in organizations include open book management, balanced scorecard, and total quality management. Today I will be focusing on the utilization of a balanced scorecard in an organization such as a call center environment. I will discuss the benefits of a balanced scorecard, how it works, and provide an example of one currently utilized in a financial call center. I will also identify 4 major components that the balanced scorecard measures and how they impact the company. Some of the benefits of a balanced scorecard. A balanced scorecard provides a comprehensive view of the business. It assists in providing resources to evaluate performance outside of the use of financial reports. It assists management in seeing if an achievement of one metric may have been at the expense of another. It allows management to drill down on specific metrics that need additional observation. It can be used on both a small or large ratio of employees. And balanced scorecards can also encourage balance and become a driver for improved performance by employees. How a balanced scorecard works. It provides an organized set of performance goals set forth by the company. Information is grouped according to specific aspects of performance. It measures aspects for a specific period of time desired by the company. And it measures 4 important major aspects of most business structures, including the customer aspect, perspective, internal perspective, innovation and learning perspective, and the financial perspective. Here's an example of those important aspects of an organization and the balanced scorecard. You have financial perspective, which would include aspects and controls of call time invested, unaccounted time, and availability. For a customer perspective, a measure of volume of surveys, also measures client satisfaction and professional treatment. A learning perspective, which commonly would look at the percent of balanced performers per team and trends. And the internal perspective, which would analyze and measure such things as adherence and ring time. Now, financial measures, it will measure call time invested, which will reflect the time spent on each call. This will identify if time invested is exceeding goal. It will measure unaccounted time, which measures time in which associates are not staffed in which they should be. This reflects the amount of financial loss daily experienced by each employee. It will measure availability, which reflects if employees are available to receive a call during staffed hours. The next perspective is the customer perspective. So this will measure the percent of surveys that customers are actively responding to based on service received from an employee. This will measure the percent of customers that rate a 9 or 10 in overall satisfaction with their experience with the employee. And this will measure the percent of customers that rate a 9 or 10 in professional treatment with their experience with the employee. The next section is internal perspective. So this will measure ring time to identify if employees are answering the incoming call on the first ring. This will be monitored to ensure the company is not experiencing call avoidance. This will measure adherence if employees are adhering to their scheduled breaks and lunches on a daily basis. And this will measure specific trends in the overall balance scorecard when new goals are set. And the last perspective is the learning perspective. So this will help to identify performance trends by specific employees. It will measure the percent of new hire associate metrics that are being met. It will measure the percent of balanced performance per team. And it will help to identify if there may be achievements in one metric at the cost of another. And finally is an example of a balance scorecard currently utilized in a financial call center. You will see here that it allows the opportunity to break down each metric to the individual associate. We see here that this report is an example through the month of May. Provides an example of Associate A, the volume of surveys being received, the target in which we look to have our overall satisfaction from these surveys between 89.5%, 94.5%, and professional treatment of 90%. So customer experience metrics is one aspect of the balance scorecard. The next aspect is the efficiency metrics, and this is where we target measurable items such as call time invested. Target is 183 through 185, availability at 97, adherence at 96, and ring time at 5. And the very last metric would be shrinkage or unaccounted time, as measured at 0.5. This allows to provide management to review these metrics based on each associate to see which associates are meeting which metrics and where they may have opportunity or where they may have quite a bit of struggle that needs to be immediately addressed and balanced. This report can be used not only for performance-based but also to analyze where the company may be impacted the most in regards to the financial aspect. And that concludes the presentation today. Thank you very much for your time and have a great afternoon.